Have you ever been rejected? As a human, we have a fundamental need to belong to society. We need positive and lasting relationship. We need happiness. But as soon as we hear the word no, either from our client, customer, potential job, or boyfriend and girlfriend, we have been feeling like a total loser. Our fear of rejection is triggered. But don't you think rejection is inevitable? So if you have ever feel rejected in your life, I will highly recommend to watch this entire video, as today I am going to share some tips and tricks which will help you to empower yourself and roar back against rejection. On the topic of rejection, I want to share a story with you. There was once a boy. He used to stammer whenever he attempted to talk. He had a different look that made his friends call him alien. He was feeling rejected, which made him withdrawn and shy. People don't believe in his ability. Yet he never lost the hope. He proved everyone wrong by getting a degree from the engineering college. He liked acting, comedy, and writing. At the same time, felt that whenever he is in his character, he feels more powerful and then he won't stammer. And now, millions of people like him. Yes, I'm talking about Mr. Bean, Mr. Rowan Atkinson. With his perseverance, with his willpower, he had overcome the fear of rejection. So, the first and foremost thing is to recognize it. How to recognize the over awareness of self or fear of rejection? So, you imagine if the person is in a sales career and they are apprehensive to make a cold calls because they think what might happen if customer will say no. How about if a person has to go to meet someone new or going to meet a new group of people, you're very nervous and anxious. The person are fearful that what might other people will think about me, or somebody do avoid applying for the jobs because they think that what happened if this job also reject me, because they can't take that rejection. And the easiest way to identify is through the writing. So I think so last time you had noted down the sentence. If you have it, then you can see the sentence. So what I want you to do, just pause the video, grab a pen, and do write down to get the best out of this video. So I think so you have already did that. Yeah. Okay. So how you can identify, like if I'm writing M, the second hum of M, if it goes up, that shows self-consciousness. How about the letter N? So letter N also, the second hum of N goes up. Can you see the first hum? So it's not equal. They both are not equal. And I'm not talking about the down one. No. No, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about when the second hum of M or N goes up. You can even see if a person is writing is small and the second hum M is taller than the first M. Or the hump of M is taller. The second hump is taller or the second L is taller. That shows self-consciousness over awareness of self in the handwriting, fear of rejection. So you can see, of course, there are other combination also. If you can't see, then you say, oh, means I won't have a fear of rejection. Try to identify with the other things, like if you're feeling nervousness, anxiousness, or fearful, as soon as you are getting to go and meet up the new people. Or with the handwriting, you can see in this way. There are other combination also. If a person have a low confidence, some sensitivity, that also combined and make it. But this is a very direct thing. Like if you think, then you just go and check your writing. Things we can't see affect our lives much more than we think. So, overcoming from the fear of rejection is not only important to achieve higher success, but research has proven that the pain which is caused by the rejection is severe than the pain done by the physical hurt. For example, if my hand got hurt, I will go and seek the doctor, I will take the medicine so my this wound will heal faster. How about if my heart got broken because somebody rejected me? Did I go to seek doctor? No. What happened then? I will keep thinking about it, so I'm brooding on that wound, and that will is not going to heal, which causes the weaker immune system, which will cause anger, aggression, nervousness, and a lot of time low IQ and low self-esteem too. That's why it's very important to overcome this fear of rejection. Fears are like hidden enemies. This enemy is not outside, but within ourselves. We may not have the ability to control around us, but we have an ability to control our own thoughts. As a human, we have a divine power to control our mind, our thoughts, and steer it in the direction where we intend to. Because our thought is not something which we can take off from the shelf and purchase it. This we had created our thoughts. And that's why we thought our thoughts create our destiny. People with negative mind rejected Thomas Edison's concept of machine which could ever record and reproduce the human voice, because they have the belief that no one had ever produced this type of machine. How could he? But that haven't wavered his self-confidence, and he created the history by overcoming and standing tall against all the rejections just because of his willpower. The most important step to overcoming rejection is to acknowledge it. Most people don't acknowledge it because they think that fear of rejection is their weakness. They will deny it. But it is not a weakness, it is a milestone towards the success, towards your path to success, and it's a part of journey. I know it is very difficult and needs a lot of courage to do the self analysis. So if you have this fear, do write it down, but be compassionate. To know more about the compassion, do watch my previous video, which I talk more about how to be more compassionate when you are dealing with your anger or maybe with this fear. So it is important to know the illness before you started curing it. Once you acknowledge it, then it's a time to face off. There are three ways to do that. One is you can talk out. Talk it to the person who's a trusted person for you. Or some commonly asked questions by the person who feel rejected is, why does everyone hates me? Why it only happens to me? Why everyone rejects me? Or why am I such a loser? So if any of this question you have ever asked for yourself, then write down yes in the comment box. So what I will do, I will make a one video where you know how to powerfully ask questions which can magically enhance your life. So if you are asking any of these questions, this is a big no. So that's why if you see, I made a cross. No, these are a very self-castigating questions, which means like, it's not going to give you a positive answer. If you are asking why I'm such a loser, your mind will tell you 10 reasons that why you are losing all the time. You have to ask a positive questions, then only you are going to get a positive result out of it. So you can make a journal, right? You can start writing like three things good about me, three things like gratitude, right? That we say that gratitude is an attitude, right? What three things I'm grateful at, three things I have to improve upon. So these things if you note down, then it will start having that positive talk in your mind, because you are trying to find out the positive things in your personality. Now how about giving the graphotherapy? See, from the writing, if we can see the personality, by changing the specific stroke, we can change the personality. Remember, I told you if the second hump of M is going up, or N or L, right? If it's the second one is going up, that shows self-consciousness. Because our brain is telling our hand to go and write in this way. By changing that specific stroke, you can change the personality. So what you can do? You can change the stroke. So what you can do, you can make these two humps equal. Use this writing. Make sure that when you're making your letter M or N, these are the same height. Put that conscious effort, and that is what we call graphotherapy. It's a conscious effort to make that positive change in personality. So you can make the M both same height, or you can make the another hump a little bit down, you know, that shows an handwriting diplomacy, right? So then that, the person know how to talk to the person in a diplomatic way. So if you are, rather than beating it up, you can make it equal, or if it's going down, then also it's become a positive trait, right? Then it will control your fear of rejection. As we know, actions speak louder than words. Write down, don't just see and think that, okay, I will do it. No, start doing it from now. Then you can see the changes within a week or within 10 days. Of course, you have to put the conscious effort. You have to keep everything aligned. You have to acknowledge it, you have to overcome it, you have to understand, but use it. Do it with the writing also. The last but not the least, receive rejection as an advantage, something you have to work upon for your self improvement. Do not let your rejections define you. Your identity is something that you crafted throughout your life, and now allowing someone else to create that identity for you with their negative thoughts, it's worthless. I would like to share another story with you, a story of a young man. He was staying in a small town and he got rejected 30 times when he was looking for a job. When KFC came in his town, they were hiring the employees. In 24 applicants, 23 got accepted, and he is the only one who got rejected. All these setbacks have never pulled down his confidence. He kept believing in himself, and he started his online marketing business. And then, in that also, for the first 3 years, they haven't earned even a single dollar as a revenue. Everyone said that your proposal is not good, your business model is not worthy, or it's going to achieve something. But he believed in himself. He take all the rejections, receive it as an advantage. He work on himself, work on his self improvement, and now every day 100 million visitors are there visiting on his website, and he has 14 million employees working for him. I think so. You guessed it right. So he's a founder of Alibaba, Mr. Jack Ma. So don't be scared of rejection. Maybe you're destined for something bigger and better in life. Rejection is a part and parcel of our life. As they always say, our life is consist of acceptance and rejection. How we handle and how we overcome these obstacles to get the ultimate goal of our life. That is the main thing we have to see. Accept your weaknesses and work on it. Do not let other people's negative thoughts weakens the light within you. Once the Winston Churchill said, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. So overcome all your fears and lead a happy and confident life.